Abdul Carter number drama got. I thought we were done with it, and then I watched. I guess Phil Simms has decided he can't have his number either.
Are we at the point now where NFL teams are retiring too many numbers?
All right, boys. Waterboys College Football Show. A lot of things to talk about. We're going to kick it off with some trending news because it literally is trending as of right now when we're recording this on Wednesday. Former Utah quarterback Cam Rising retires from football due to hand injury.
He had a good run.
A long run.
Still got a year of eligibility left, too.
How?
I don't know.
That man is 37 years old.
Does that mean a year left of NIL money? How does that work?
It's definitely not.
Hey, but good for him.
He's
going to be right. He's going to be the new OC. I think I saw at his high school. So that's cool.
Yeah, apparently 2 different doctors told him couldn't play football anymore. He said he was going to get a third opinion, but looks like he is done.
He was the quarterback in the Rose Bowl when Ohio State played Utah, and Jackson Smith and Jigba went for like 274.
Yep.
And it wasn't even his last season at Ohio State, JSN. Like, that feels like forever ago. That's so funny.
Most beautiful stadiums I've ever seen on pictures are BYU and Utah, though. Like,
they got something special in the landscaping in Utah.
They put the lights up on the side of the mountain and everything. You're like, man, that would be nice. Yeah. Between that, I can't ever decide if it's that or if it's the App State baseball field. Every time I see a picture of App State's baseball field in the fall, I'm like, this is the greatest stadium I've ever seen in my life. But yeah,
baseball stadium.
Cam Rising. Sorry, Bubba. Hopefully you got something in the works. Glad he's not going to try to play through it. That's nothing to mess around with.
Yeah, 2 or 3 more years, he probably could have had AARP for the hand surgery he needs to pay for his hand.
I just hope.
I'm sorry, Cam. I should be nicer. I'm sorry. I'm making old man jokes at this point. Elder abuse.
He's not Brandon Whedon, though. You remember Brandon Whedon at Oklahoma State?
That's true.
Went through 3 years of eligibility for baseball and came back like, I'm going to play football for 4 years. He was like 27, 28 years old.
What's that Matthew McConaughey movie where he's like, I get older and they just stay the same age? Yeah, that's why you're able to beat these college teams, because you're 17 years older than all of them.
Well, in Oklahoma played in 2000, Chris Weinke, that was like an outlier. He was like, 27. And when people were like, oh, I can't believe this guy's 27 years old. Now that you got a 27-year-old quarterback in college,
we're about done with that. We're about done with that COVID eligibility, that extra COVID eligibility year, right?
Wow.
We're about done with those athletes.
What are you going to do, though, when LeBron's last kid gets to the NBA? He gets to play with both of them, and then he goes to college football.
Hey, he'll be a tight end at Ohio State. I'm all in.
Ohio State guy.
That'd be wild.
Heather Dinich, College Football Insider, was on the Pat McAfee show and said she has it under good authority. The college football playoff will be expanding to 14 teams in its next form. I don't know that this helps. I don't know. I don't want it to become college basketball for sure, but I also think, now again, the sample size is very small, but I don't know that we needed SMU and Boise State in the college football playoff. Other than they deserve to go there, I don't know that it made the playoff any better because both those teams just got thumped.
Yeah. And what sense does it make to go to 14 when we haven't even figured out seeding yet? Who gets the AQs? How's that going to work?
That's the conversation they need to be having. They don't need to be expanding.
Exactly.
They need to be figuring out seeding. Maybe have a conversation about reseeding after the first round. I mean, I think those are the conversations that they need to be having. And I think she mentioned that too in that interview on Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
But no one's brave enough to actually make a decision on the seeding.
Has to be unanimous, I think she said, right? I think they all agree it needs to be addressed, if I remember correctly what she was saying, but of course they can't make a unanimous decision on it. Go figure.
Well,
I
you got
mean,
too many athletic directors on the committees. There's too many. There's too many. Whatever the term you want to use, chefs in the kitchen. But you're going to have an independent committee, or like we've all been saying on this show, Nick Saban just steps in and it's like, this is how you do this.
He would be so great because he's got so much respect, across the league and head coaches and ADs and stuff. I think there has to, and I've been saying it the past couple episodes, there has to be a czar. We've all been saying it. Nick Saban would be the perfect fit for it.
that would be great.
And I think he'd like doing it. I think he'd
He
act
would.
like he didn't like doing it, but I think if you'd find him in the middle of the day sitting in an office just with a big smile on his face.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, you guys have seen that is it Airbnb commercial
Yeah.
with Nick Saban in it? And he's like living his life still at that house. Like, dude, we know you don't want to be done with football. Come back and fix it, please. Do something.
Yeah. I do like him on is it Fox Big News? Is it Fox or Game Day that's got him? Is it Game Day?
It's game day. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he could still do both, right? I mean, you can call games and be the college football czar. Hey, I mean, I've already seen where he's been kind of asked about it some, I want to say by the Longhorns head coach and one or two other guys, and he kind of plays it off. I think from what I saw, he kind of plays it off like, I don't know, but yeah, you know Saban, that you could kick butt at it. So let's do it. We've got to have that czar in there. Help this crap out. I mean, 14 bracket when we haven't figured out seeding. Like, what are we doing?
Well, it's college football. They're going to try to figure out a way to screw it up before they get it right.
Got to find a way to get Lane Kiffin in so he can stay off Twitter during the playoffs.
Like, Aaron, can you like put a thing or whatever in of like Drew Carey from Whose Line Is It Anyways right now, where everything's made up and the points don't
The
matter?
points don't matter.
There you go.
Yeah, so it feels like that's where we're at right now. For those of you old enough like us to watch that show as a kid, that's what it reminds me of. Welcome to college football, where blah 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 and when whatever don't matter.
Yeah, everything's made up and the rankings don't matter.
Yeah, there you go.
Or your record half the time.
Yep.
Other drama, Abdul Carter number drama got I thought we were done with it, and then I watched I guess Phil Simms has decided he can't have his number either.
Are we at the point now where NFL teams are retiring too many numbers? I think that's the issue.
Pause, cut this segment, and then let's revisit this in college football in a couple of years. And will we say, is there too many college football players retiring their number?
Just Colorado.
Let's revisit this. Yeah, just Colorado.
Well,
that'll be the new trend.
The fact he asked for Lawrence Taylor's number, I feel like that's a little bit on him.
Yeah.
Like when you looked at the numbers and you realized that's LT's number, that probably should have just been taken right off the board.
Which I get it, because he was, he's a member of Stick City or whatever they call it there at Penn State. Their dominant pass rusher wears 11. It's just been that way for decades at this point now. So I get it, him wanting to try to carry on the legacy of that dominant pass rusher, but at the same time, it's like, dude, Lawrence Taylor changed the game. I don't know if that's the jersey that you should be asking to get into.
Well, and CD wears 88 with the Cowboys, but Irvin had already let somebody else wear 88. So that's become a number that, like, number one star wide receiver in Dallas gets to wear 88. It's kind of become like a thing now.
George Pickens, baby.
Yeah, Abdul Carter. But Phil Simms, I thought it was hilarious because he was going to give him the number. And I guess Chris Simms thought it was an okay idea. And apparently mom and sister were having conversations on the back end and were like, you are not giving your number to this kid.
And meanwhile, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, I've heard zero goose egg headlines, topics, anything about them retiring the number 12 in at least New England for Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? Like 7-time Super Bowl champ. I've not even heard him worried about, retiring 12. Like, if it happens in New England, I think he'd be cool with it. It'd be, great for him, whatever. But I think he's the type of guy like, man, some kid once 12, like, whatever, But again, it's seems like there's a lot of this popping up in headlines lately about, number retirement stuff and who gets
Yeah.
what, and
Well, it feels like there's
interesting.
too many numbers are getting retired, because then you have 53 active numbers that can't be used. Like, I don't know, 10 reserve guys that are also going to have numbers on the team in case they get, activated for a Sunday. And then you've got X amount of retired numbers. It's like, what are we doing? Like, the Broncos drafted like 6 guys that all wore 7 in college. That number is definitely off limits in Denver.
Well,
So
you
it's like,
have
what are they going to do?
You got 53 men on a roster. They have
And
to
you
have
have
numbers, right?
Yeah, and
And what
there's
about the
rules
practice
about who can
squad?
wear what numbers too.
Right. The practice squad, do they have to have numbers assigned to them too? Like, what are we gonna do if we retire, too many Are we gonna go to triple numbers and symbols and
007 will be open.
yeah, and hashtags and stuff like yeah, I don't know.
Imagine.
It's just it's a wild conversation. It's cool. I mean, maybe they should have not done the number retirement thing and just built statues.
I mean, when it all came up with Colorado around here, of course, that was a chance for OU fans to start taking pot shots at Colorado. And this is what I told OU fans. Look at the status of your program that you root for compared to that one. And just say, okay, that's what it takes to get your number retired at Colorado. We only build statues for Heisman Trophy winners and guys, head coaches, and then I think the Selman brothers have one. We don't retire numbers, and it's okay. Like, if you start programs like Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, you start retiring numbers. It's what are you going to do?
You run out of
How
jerseys.
can you? You start thinking about all the great players that's came out of these Big Ten and SE schools alone, but then at the same time, like, I don't get mad when I see a school like Louisville retire Lamar Jackson's number because, I mean, Louisville's kinda had one of the better football teams over the years, I guess you can say, than the Wildcats. So but, it's not like either school is kinda known for football necessarily as much as they are basketball, so in that kinda sense, when's the next time they'll get a Lamar Jackson come through their school versus someone like, Georgia or Ohio State or Texas or whatever, you know what I mean? So, I don't
Maybe that's
mind
the
it, I guess,
bar.
a certain school yeah.
You win the Heisman, you can have your jersey retired.
There you go.
That's a great point, and that's the whole thing. I miss merit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, well, that's the thing. That would be a great, way to kind of approach it. Things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if you're 4-time All-American, you win the Jim Thorpe a couple of times while you're in school, like, you put a resume together where everyone just goes, okay, like, we can't, this, nobody should have this jersey again. Or I'm okay with it, God forbid, some schools, but something will happen tragically where you lose a player at a young age due to some sort of accident. You want to retire his number? I'm all for that too.
Yeah.
But
I remember when Dwayne Haskins passed away, CJ Stroud also wore 7. And so he actually did warm-ups in a Haskins Jr. jersey, just to kind of as like an homage to Dwayne when he played. So I feel like, I don't know, it's an interesting thing.
I do think one of the biggest flexes of all time is Jackie Robinson's number is retired at every MLB park.
I was literally sitting here thinking about that and how cool it is that they wear his number every team on Jackie Robertson Day, and how cool it'd be to see something like that in the NFL.
Yeah. And I don't want to say it, but Michael Jordan has his number retired by more than one team.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I don't want to like say it, but
that's wild to me. I mean, that one is especially like wild to me. Like, it's just a funny, that one makes me laugh sometimes.
Well, because we all know what it was. LeBron was like, this is how I win over Jordan fans. I'll go on the campaign of getting his number retired at every thing. So then Miami retired it, and everyone else was like, I'm not retiring that number. What are you talking about? It's like,
Yeah, and then LeBron couldn't wear it when he was in Miami. That was like the
I know he felt
little.
like, man, I went out on a
Catch
limb
22.
here, and it's just
Yeah.
backfired.
Yeah, I was taking my talents to South Beach, and now I got to wear 6.
It was pretty funny. Last one I got, fans suing for emotional distress because of Shedeur Sanders' draft fall. So a Colorado fan is taking out a lawsuit.
What?
Yes.
I did not see this.
There's times and stuff like this where I'm like, I don't want to live here anymore.
Do people not drink beer anymore?
Exactly.
Do we not know how to handle our problems?
I stitch in Baby Billy from the Righteous Gemstones. Go outside, nerd.
It's dangerous.
It's dangerous.
That is crazy.
Now, the official document, he has himself in as John Doe, so he doesn't want to be known, but $100 million lawsuit against the NFL and punitive damages for, quote, the harm caused.
Back up. How much? How much?
$100 million.
This guy's traumatized. Dang. Dangerous. Wow, that's 100 capital M's. $100 million? Wow. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what's his name off Rush Hour right now? I'm trying to. Who do you think you kidnapped? Chelsea Clinton? $100 million? Wow, dude, that's a lot of. Yeah.
I got to read you the quote. The quote: the harm caused to the plaintiff and the impact of the NFL's actions on his emotional well-being.
Wow. The NFL's got a lot more money than that, so this is not gonna go well in court.
I mean, he said, quote, I feel traumatized. I'm sure
how much of that are you going to spend on a therapist versus at the casino, or, you know what I mean? 100 M's, that's a lot of money, man.
There's not much you can spend on in Boulder.
I'm
pretty plugged in with
not a Shedeur jersey.
Colorado football. Colorado football fans, just by nature of, being a Denver Broncos guy. He meant so much to that program. He was like, as much as Travis Hunter was like the dog on that team, Shedeur Sanders meant so much to that program. So it kind of doesn't surprise me that there is a lawsuit like this, but at the same time, it's like $100 million.
Who's he suing again?
NFL specifically.
And not Dion. The NFL wasn't his agent.
That's wild. I mean, I feel like the guy that did the prank call's off the hook now, because this is this is the story.
Oh man,
that's unbelievable.
Wow.
And
it just gets more entertainment in Hollywood every single day.
I'm gonna sue Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, he lost the Super Bowl.
I was actually cool with that. I'm just tired of him tormenting my team for.
I like to sue Aaron Rodgers at this point. I've been caused a lot of emotional distress as a Bears fan due to Aaron Rodgers. I'd like to sue Aaron Rodgers.
If we want to go around the table and take that, I could go
Eli
off
Manning.
right down the Indianapolis Colts, but I want Eli Manning, yes, for sure. But I won't. The distress that it's caused me over the years, especially you, Eli. I swore I always thought Tom Brady is going to play long enough to play Eli in 3 more Super Bowls with the Giants so he can get the win-loss ratio over him. But, I still wonder if I ever meet Tom Brady, when I ask him that, like, hey, was you really playing football up until, your 40s, hoping that maybe you could catch Eli in a couple more Super Bowls and get more wins than him? I've always wondered that. But yeah, Eli, no, I like you now that you're retired and enjoy your, commentating with Eli on Monday night sometimes, but it's okay.
All right. Although we hate polls, we all hate them. Joe Klatt released his I call it his way too early top 25 college teams after spring ball. So at least he waited till after the spring. I can't say the same for other publications that had it out in like March. Some interesting things he's got on here. He's got a lot of faith in Penn State. He's got them ranked number 1 He said Drew Aller is really good, and the Penn State defense is as well. My question: who is Drew Aller throwing the ball to?
Who's the head coach?
Well,
Are they going to get over the hump? They're always like right there every year.
He has never, ever won the big game.
Never.
Exactly.
Ever. They're always top 5, top 7, top 10.
Top 10.
And then they get beat up by their bigger brothers, Ohio State and that team up north. Every single year. It's the same story. He can't get it done.
And there's been some years where Purdue's given them problems, or Indiana's given them, like they have, had spurts where I thought, okay, they're getting it figured out, and then they'll drop one to somebody that you just go, what is going on?
And like this was their best shot this last season, I think.
100%.
And then was it Notre Dame was who they lost to in the semifinal round, right?
And I think he just got out coached in that game. I think the roster matched up really well. I just think he got out coached, and I think that's been a trend. And listen, there's nothing wrong. You can still give him a lot of credit and give him his flowers that he has really built a impressive program at Penn State. Yes. But he may not be the guy that can get you to the next, spot. He may not be that guy.
James Franklin is who everybody thinks Ryan Day is.
100%.
That's the story here. And it's funny. It's always funny to me, being the resident Buckeyes fan, that, Penn State's always got this kind of preseason hype and all this stuff. And Drew Aller's the next coming of, whatever great quarterback. It's just every year I'm always like, all right, that's fine. Week 9 or whenever it is that comes around, that's when Ohio State plays Penn State. I'm always like, I'm cool as a cute. I'm more nervous playing Purdue sometimes. I'm more nervous playing Indiana sometimes than I am playing Penn State, because I just know how the game's going to end, because it's the same thing every single year. They had the game won against Ohio State this year and still lost. So it's just,
I think this year will be deja vu again. I'm looking at it right now. Last year they went 13-3 and 8-1 in conference, made it to the playoffs. Looking at their 2025 schedule right now, and probably going to lose to Ohio State again. Could lose to Rutgers and Nebraska, maybe even Indiana. Yeah, it's looking like deja vu again. How are they ranked number 1? I would love to hear his explanation.
I got a hot take about who Penn State needs to go out and get if they want to make the next jump. And it's the guy trying to resurrect that dead program down there in Nebraska. Because Matt Rule's job he took over at Nebraska, a lot harder than the job James Franklin took over at Penn State. From a program where the program sat. Now, he took over with a lot of craziness off the field. But whatever you want to say about Joe Pa and all that, program was still in better shape than what Matt Rule took over at Nebraska.
That's a good point.
So listen, Penn State, if you're on the hunt, the guy down in Nebraska that's got a real tough job, he'd probably jump. All right, number 2, he's got Texas. He got a lot, man. There's a lot. That program is,
their whole offense is gone.
Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, you got Arch. But man, they got a lot of pieces to replace. Ohio State at number 3. Until somebody shows me they can beat them, that's probably who I'll have at number 1 for the majority of the season. Oregon at number 4. I do think them. I do think long-term, them in the Big Ten, I do think we will see Oregon win a national championship at some point in the next 10 years.
We could, I think
we're so close.
They just can't give up 34 points in the first half to the Ohio State Buckeyes.
They got to handle SEC and Big Ten teams better.
Clemson at number 5. Cade Klubnik, he is all about Cade Klubnik, and they're in the same boat with Pac-12 teams. It's just you look at ACC schedule. I don't know that you're going to have. I don't know that you're going to have enough battle tests by the time you get to a playoff. Like who on the ACC schedule is going to punch them in the mouth at any point this season?
I mean, the only team that comes to mind would be North Carolina, but it's just because I have a lot of faith in their head coach.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, do they have the players to handle it? And also, Dabo Swinney's broken. There's something wrong with Dabo. And will it manifest again this season? Who knows?
And Miami's a little bit of a mystery, so you have no idea if he has them ranked at 11, Miami, but I don't know. Notre Dame at 6. It would be fun for college football to see Notre Dame win a national championship.
Yeah.
And I love their head coach. I just think Marcus Freeman is a builder of men. He's so old school.
He's a great guy. If they win, we got to bring Ricky back on.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, man.
LSU at 7, Garrett Nussmeier. Steve talked about it all the time. You want to go, well, is Garrett Nussmeier the guy? And then you look at the track record at LSU last 4 years and you go, he might be.
He really could be.
Figure it out.
Yeah, I like how Joel pointed out the year 2s of Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels both.
Yep.
I don't necessarily know if that's true. They do, but I don't know if Nussmeier is
not Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, I don't think he's either of those guys. Joe Burrow had like 1,000 touchdowns that last season he played there.
Yep.
I don't know if he's got that in him, but we'll see. I mean, they've always got firepower everywhere on the field.
Georgia at 8. Alabama at 9. This is a big year for Alabama. Needs to. That seat's going to start getting hot.
Very.
So they need to figure it out. Illinois
at 10.
Illinois at 10. That makes me feel good. I'm not a fan of that team, but it just makes me feel good. The Illinois.
Brett Bielema.
Sneaky dark horse this season. We'll see.
Wasn't that your pick for dark horse this year, Steve? A few episodes ago.
Yeah, it's my first one. And then I'm still looking at Oklahoma and Louisville. Those could be interesting 2 and 3 dark horses for sure.
And then we'll run real quick through the rest of them. South Carolina at 11. I like Shane Beamer. I like Beamer football. It's fun to watch. Michigan at 12. They will be starting a true freshman. Highly touted for true freshman, but they're still going to be starting a true freshman. Florida, DJ Lagway, former 5-star. So time for him to either make it happen or not. BYU, I think, as far as the Big 12 goes, outside of Arizona State, I don't see them having a whole lot of problems winning that conference. So that could be interesting. Arizona State at 15, Kansas State at 16. Iowa State at 17, all the Big 12 schools. Miami at 18. This is Carson Beck. If they make it anywhere, it's going to be because Carson Beck resurrects his career at Miami. A&M at 19, Ole Miss at 20. I think Ole Miss will surprise a lot of people, but they are losing Dart, Trey Harris, Walter Nolan, Chris Paul Jr.
Three of those guys all went in the first round.
That's rough.
That's rough.
Like we lose a lot every year. Yeah, you don't lose 3 first-rounders every year, though.
Yeah, that's the part that's going to be tough.
Indiana at 21, Auburn at 22. That'll all depend on, is Jackson Arnold really the guy that everybody thought he was coming out of high school? We're about to find out. Iowa at 23. Iowa going to be in the top 25 for the eternity of humanity. It just is the way it is. I would put Iowa somewhere in the top 25 because they will beat a bunch of people up and win some really close football games.
And the way that the Big Ten used to be built too, they were going to be in the Big Ten championship every single year.
I used to hate that. The way that they seeded in that conference, I was like, this is so stupid. We end up with Iowa playing somebody way more talented than for the Big Ten championship every year.
Yeah.
Baylor at 24, Oklahoma at 25. So there's Joe Klatt's way too early top 25. Next week on the show, we'll give our picks for who we think is going to make the college football playoff, at least first round. But there you go. If you have any qualms with it, that's Joe Klatt's thing. That's not our thing. All right. Last thing we got, best college football game day, tailgate, foods, snake draft. I just thought this would be fun because I told Strez before we started recording, it's going to get thin on the content here in the next month on college football. So let's start
in that dead period.
Some so best college football tailgate foods. I got to pull my list back up again. This is going to tell a lot about where we're from too, because there's some things that only happen in the South that tailgates that don't happen anywhere else. All right, Steve, you want to go first since you're all the way to my right?
Let's go, baby. I'm going to kick it off with some rotel dip. I got to have the rotel dip. It's so good. It's so good. You can use, whatever meat. Some people use just regular hamburger meat. Some people use sausage. Some people use turkey.
Some spicy sausage in there.
Yeah, I'm a sausage guy. Put the spicy sausage in there. Some tortilla chips. I'm set.
I'm for it as long as there's a restroom close.
Right? Something.
All right. Strez, what you got? Your number one.
Let's go. Oh, man. Give me some pulled pork.
Ooh.
I'll take a pulled pork sandwich any day of the week.
This could get controversial real quick. I think we talked about it last time. Barbecue origins. How do you like your pulled pork? Vinegar based or barbecue based?
Yeah.
Yeah, but pulled pork in general. I mean,
yeah.
It's a tasty.
Put sauce on the side.
Dish.
People can do what they want.
No,
give me a pulled pork.
Yeah, man. I'm a hot take. I'm a pulled pork over chopped brisket guy. Just always have been.
You ever had burn ends?
Oh, the greatest invention barbecue ever came out with was burn ends.
Brother, Kansas City's burn ends.
We got a place here that does them really well, but you better get down there before noon because they're going to run out of them right around 1 o'clock. Man.
That's how you know it's good.
You got back-to-back here. Make them count.
Go with Pop-Tarts. Don't let me down.
If we're at the Pop-Tart Bowl, absolutely. That has to be the first
pick. Have a toaster right there by it so you can get it right there to your I think I'm gonna take wings at 1.
It's a standard.
Yeah,
I'm a choice.
And a hot take, I'm a dry rub wings guy. I'm not a wet sauce wings guy.
Interesting.
I like
dry. Does anybody are old enough to remember when McDonald's had hot wings and they were dry rub? That's what it reminded me of for some reason.
Yeah, McDonald's went through a phase where they were like, let's try this out. Man, I know what my number 3 is going to be because I know it'll be there, and it's like my favorite thing in the entire world. Oh, man. I'm going to do sliders at 2.
Wait, what kind?
Specifically burger sliders.
All right.
Oh, you kind of took my number 3. Dang it. I was going to say a White Castle slider, a crave case.
Oh.
I just think like I'm not against a full burger at a tailgate, but like your plate, everyone's using the same Dixie paper plates, and once you put a big old burger on there, there's not a whole lot else fits on there. So I like a little burger slider, onion burger slider specifically.
Yeah, you kind of want like somewhat of a charcuterie board, but like a fatback charcuterie board. You know what I mean? It's tailgate time, baby. Give me some with some grease on it.
All right, what you got at number 2, Strez?
Let's go with beer brats. But specifically, the one that I'm going to be making is going to have grilled onions, sauerkraut, and some spicy mustard.
Oh.
That's my go-to brat flavor. Brat topping.
Yeah.
And not to like poke fun at anyone that might be watching or listening, but if you get ketchup on your hot dog or your bratwurst, I think less of you as a human being. I'm I'm just going to come out and say
It just can't be by itself. There has to be something else to it. If you're going to throw ketchup
Yeah.
on there, you got to add more.
Yeah. All right. What do you got, Steve?
Man, I'm trying to sit here I'm sitting here trying to think. Can I just all three? I could have just went with beer, and more beer.
What? Bear?
What?
Another
What?
bear? Another bear?
Oh man, so many good answers so far. I like a good salsa. Give me a good salsa to go with my rotel.
Steve's a chips and dip kind of guy.
Oh, dude, yes.
Your third pick, guacamole. What are we finishing the trio here?
Since I can't say crave case, dang it. And you had a good choice. Hot dogs. One way I like to cook them at home. It reminded me. It's kind of like a Chicago style, except I use sauteed onions and pico de gallo, and sometimes put a little
really
mustard on.
That does sound really good.
So good.
My last pick, or is it? No, it's you, Strez, for your last pick.
No, Steve's last pick. He had two and three.
2 and 3.
He's got to give his third now.
Let me go with a non-dip. I'm trying to think.
You guys watch Only Murders in the Building?
I watched first couple seasons.
Which character is it that loves the dip? Martin Short's character.
Yeah, Martin Short character.
Yeah, he loves dip.
He loves the dip. Give me pizza. We'll go with some pizza or tacos.
All right, you got to pick one.
I'm indecisive right now.
And if you say taco pizza,
yeah, we're not going.
You're making this harder for. All right, I'll say pizza since I went with that first.
Cece's buffet from third grade with the taco pizza.
Honestly, skip the pizza and go straight to the pasta. That was my favorite thing at Cece's.
Ooh.
And those stupid little cinnamon roll things, whatever those dumb things are, I can eat 100 of those things.
All right, for my last pick, give me Little Smokies.
Ooh.
And you like them with like the grape jelly and the barbecue sauce in it?
That's what I was going to say.
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
Can I change my last one to country ham? Final answer. Country ham and biscuit with salsa and chips and rotel. That's
it. My God. That might be the most Kentucky thing I've heard you say since I met you.
It is up there.
Country ham and biscuits.
I always say all the time, like, if we like you, we'll send you a country ham. We really like you, you'll get one for Christmas.
Dang.
It's like, I like that guy. Send him a country ham.
I got real excited when spiral cut ham came along when I was a kid. That became like the in vogue thing to have at Sunday lunch. I was like, I'm a ham guy now. Spiral cut ham?
Yeah.
Spiral cut ham. I just became a ham guy.
Can we just take a second and appreciate just pork in general?
Oh, it's the best.
That is my favorite meat.
I mean, it's not the best for you, but it tastes so good.
Oh, it's terrible for you.
Listen, my Jewish brothers and sisters, the one thing that I feel bad for you is the no pork thing, because, man, it's a good meat.
Missing out.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna steal a little bit of Strez's, but if I show up to your tailgate and you have pigs in a blanket, I get really excited.
That's a good one.
I'm kind of there. I'll have a country ham wrapped in a blanket. That's usually how we finish cooking it. So yeah,
that is a pig in a blanket.
I've got the adult version.
And I grew up kind of broke, so like you know, Mom could buy a package of hot dogs. And now I like them with the little smoky ones, but Mom could buy a package of hot dogs for 50 cents and a roll of crescent rolls. And if those were out on the counter when you came in for dinner, you're like, this is the best day of my life. It's a 2-hour meal. It's the greatest meal ever.
Oh, dude, I'm halfway alive today and halfway nourished today because of bologna, saltine crackers, and Crystal hot sauce. So good. It's so not good for you, but
I will say I ruined my childhood a few years ago. I thought, you know, I'm at the grocery store. I'd just recently been divorced, and I bought a can of SpaghettiOs. I had not had SpaghettiOs in at least 30 years.
I think pasta needs to be normalized at tailgates.
I'm not. The problem is in the South, if it's 100 degrees outside.
That's true. You're going to be feeling down by halftime.
Red sauce is not as bad, but if I go show up to your tailgate and you got Alfredo and it's 100 degrees, then I started thinking immediately of the Office episode where Michael Scott is down Alfredo.
The 5K fun run for rabies.
Put some noodles in your crawfish and shrimp, and you're halfway there.
Honorable mentions has to be like jambalaya, baked beans.
And I'm not a big guy for them, but in Texas, a lot of tailgates, cowboy nachos is a big popular thing.
Oh yeah,
that's a big popular thing. Other things on this list I was looking at, sloppy joes. I talk about childhood meals I survived on.
My wife doesn't like chili, so I haven't had a sloppy joe in about 7 years.
Oh wow! Do you
I'm
guys
dying out here.
Do you know how to make a poor man's sloppy joe?
What goes in that one?
So if you don't have the stuff to do it, what I used to do growing up is we would just take the hamburger meat and ketchup and mayo. Or not mayo, sorry, ketchup and mustard. Ketchup and mustard. And just mix it in with the meat after you cook it, and poor man's sloppy joe. There you go.
I'll have to try that.
I love that.
It's really good.
The Pioneer Woman, which I don't, she's from Oklahoma. I don't necessarily sign on to everything she's got to say about cuisine. But according to her, some of the staples that you have to have is, what was that one that she had on here that I was like, nobody's got this at their tailgate? Beef empanadas. Nobody got beef empanadas at their tailgate.
Not Kentucky.
Some of those Texas schools might.
I mean, empanadas kind of like tamales, though. It's a process to make those things.
That's true.
You try to make it. I grew up with tailgate food that you could do in a crock pot or on a sheet in an oven.
Yeah.
I guess like chili Frito pie.
Oh, brother,
that's gotta be on there.
I can inhale Frito chili pie at rates that make my wife concerned.
Do those dang Frito chili pie wraps from Sonic?
Oh dude, look at the app for 50 cents. I've ordered 8 of them more than once in my life. They're showing up to the house like 8 Frito chili cheese wrap. Knowing Brittany's only going to eat 2 of them, and then I'm going to eat 6 of them.
There's one day I live for. It's Halloween, and because
50
Halloween's
corn
awesome,
dogs, baby.
But it's the 50-cent corn dogs, baby.
Shout out.
Can't beat it.
America's drive-in, baby.
So good. All right, next week on the show, we're going to do our way too early pick for the college football playoff. I'm sure there will be some other trending news in the world of college football, and you can let us know what you think of our tailgate foods draft. Other than that, boys, thanks so much.